On this episode of Takedown with Chris Hansen,
it's just before 11 o'clock.
Okay, he's here.
Okay, he's here.
This man, allegedly coming to meet with a 15-year-old boy, claims he doesn't speak English.
How's your English?
¿Cómo está tu inglés?
Malo.
But that is not going to stop me.
¿Cómo se dice en español? Eat your
I hope you're enjoying this full free episode of Takedown, but there's something else you need to know. Only a small portion of our episodes are on YouTube. There are more than 100 episodes on our streaming service, ad-free and uncensored, at WatchTrueBlue.com. Use the code YouTube24 to watch them all for $2.50 or YouTube Year for $20 off an annual subscription. Also, and this is important, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you soon on True Blue. I'm with the Montgomery County, Ohio Sheriff's Office for Operation Intercept in an effort to combat child predators. Those wanting to do harm to a child have no boundaries or limits when it comes to meeting an underage child for sex. And this next guy is no different. Captain Terry Abels, an almost 30-year veteran of law enforcement, relays to me details about the guy who's on his way.
11 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. Already a guy is on the way.
Yes.
32 years old. What do you know about him?
32 years old, looking to come over and meet what he thinks is an underage boy.
15 years old.
Yes.
There's sexually aggressive texts.
Yes.
Conversation.
Yes.
These guys often tell us, or say to me, that they didn't know this was an underage boy or girl. But the decoys make it very clear in the conversations online.
Yeah, the conversations make it very clear, and it's repeated multiple times. So it's hard to deny that they don't know that these chatters are underage.
By the time a potential predator gets to this sting house, is there any way that they could really believe they were coming here for somebody who is of legal age?
Not based on the conversations that they're having.
It's ironclad.
Yes.
And the crime has basically been committed before they even get here.
That's correct.
That's the case.
Yes.
The moments before an alleged child predator shows up are always tense, but the Operation Intercept team and I are ready and waiting.
It's just before 11 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and the next potential predator is here for a teenage boy.
He should be rolling up here.
He's about to come into the house.
Front of the house now. Okay, he's here.
Okay, he's here.
Front of the house.
Eric, originally from Puerto Rico, pulls up to the sting house in his red sedan. Because he's coming to have sex with a 15-year-old boy, we have to disguise the female decoy. Eric waits in his car, seemingly questioning his life choices, but it's a fleeting moment.
Just act like you're looking at your phone.
The decoy waves to him through the glass. He saunters in, energy drinks in hand, and the task force promptly takes him into custody.
Hands up. Stop right there. Hands up. Drop rebel. Drop the rebel.
The interview with detectives gets off to a slow start because Eric claims he doesn't speak English. That's okay, because the investigation team is prepared and brings in a translator. After he's read his rights and has answered questions for the detectives, I get a shot to brush up on my Spanish and have a little chat with Eric. The translator joins me.
Hey, Eric. How you doing?
Okay.
How's your English?
¿Cómo está tu inglés?
Malo.
Very bad.
Malo. Malo. What made you come here today, Eric?
¿Por qué quisiste venir hoy?
He tenido problemas con mi pareja y quería divertirme un rato.
He's been having problems with his boyfriend and he wanted to have some fun.
You wanted to have some fun.
Yeah. Querías divertirte.
And how old is your boyfriend?
¿Cuántos años tiene tu novio, tu
Sí.
pareja?
24.
24.
24. What made you think it was okay to come over here to have sex with a 15-year-old boy?
¿Por qué pensaste que estaba correcto venir a tener relaciones con un niño de 15 años?
Nunca me ha pasado esto.
Says this has never happened to him.
But it happened today.
Pero pasó hoy.
Él dijo que estaba... su mamá estaba trabajando, yo quería verificar si era su edad correcta.
Says his mom was working and he wanted to verify if that was his real age.
Why would you even come over here and take the chance? You know, having sex with a 15-year-old is illegal.
¿Por qué viniste a arriesgar eso si sabes que tener relaciones con un niño de 15 años es ilegal?
Ay, no, yo estaba ahí, me quería ir, pero me dijo que parqueara el carro más adelante y entrara.
He says he was parked out there and wanted to leave, but he told him on the app to park his car a little bit past the house and come in.
You wanted to fuck the boy in your car.
Querías follarte el muchacho en el carro.
Si era mayor,
If he was overage.
Yeah, but you were clearly told the age was 15.
Sí, pero,
Eric.
o sea, obviamente, claramente te dijeron en las conversaciones que tenía 15 años.
no parecía de 15.
He didn't look 15.
You asked for a naked photo.
Pediste una foto sin ropa.
Y me dijo que no tenía.
He said he didn't have one.
He said, but you asked.
Pero pediste una.
Have you ever met a young person online and had sex with them before?
¿Alguna vez has tenido relaciones con un menor de edad
Nunca.
que conociste en el internet?
Nunca, solamente con un militar que conocí.
So never, only with a soldier that he met once.
Why start today?
¿Por qué empezar hoy?
No lo sé, no sé por qué pasó todo esto.
He doesn't know why this happened.
Did you ever do this in Puerto Rico?
¿Alguna vez hiciste esto en Puerto Rico?
Nunca.
Never.
Cuando era más pequeño me abusaron.
When he was very young, he was abused.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me da mucha pena.
Lo siento. But that's no excuse for abusing a child, which is
Pero eso no es excusa para
what
abusar
was
de un
going to happen
muchacho,
today.
que era lo que iba a pasar hoy.
Yo lo siento mucho.
He's very sorry.
What do you do for a living, Eric?
¿A qué te dedicas?
Trabajaba para Amazon,
¿Trabajabas o trabajas?
trabaja para Amazon.
Trabajabas. He used to work for Amazon.
You used to work for Amazon. And what happened to that job?
¿Qué le pasó a ese trabajo?
No están dándome 40 horas.
¿Y te saliste?
Sí, quería entrar a la A4.
They weren't giving him full time, so he left to go find another job at Aford.
And what did you do for Amazon?
¿Qué hacías en Amazon?
Driver.
When alleged predators have direct interactions with the public, especially minors, it's concerning and troubling.
So you delivered packages for Amazon.
Hacías entrega. Okay.
You went to people's homes.
Ibas a casa de gente.
Did you ever have a sexual relationship with anybody whose home you
¿Alguna vez
went to?
te conociste a alguien que tuviste relación?
Nunca.
And what do you do now for a job? What is his job now?
Ok, ¿a qué te dedicas ahorita?
Hago Lyft,
Leave?
como Uber, drive.
Ok, Lyft,
So you work for Lyft as a driver.
como conductor. Okay.
Do you see why people may be concerned having you as a Lyft driver, seeing you engage in this kind of behavior, trying to have sex with a 15-year-old boy?
¿Entiendes por qué puede que la gente, sabiendo que estás haciendo eso, les preocupe que tú seas su conductor,
Sí,
tratando de tener relaciones con un niño de 15 años?
sí.
That's disturbing.
Eso es peligroso. O sea,
Have you ever driven 15-year-old?
¿alguna vez has conducido a menores de edad?
No, nunca.
No.
But you see why someone would see that as risky.
Pero sí entiendes por qué alguien vería eso como peligroso.
Sí.
And what brought you to the United States from Puerto Rico?
¿Por qué viniste
Mi familia está aquí.
His family's here.
And what does your family do here in the Dayton?
¿Qué hace tu familia aquí? Trabajar de...
La construcción.
Ok.
y eso.
They came here to work. His dad works construction. Things like
Construction. And your mother, does she work?
Mi mamá no puede trabajar, está enferma.
She can't work.
She can't work.
Health reasons.
Well, Eric, there's something you need to know.
Eric, hay algo que necesitas saber.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Él es Chris Hansen.
Even my name and what I do, spoken in another language, still strikes fear in the men I meet.
I do a show
Y él hace un programa
called Takedown,
que se llama Takedown,
where we investigate
donde investigan
men who try to meet children for sex.
hombres que tratan de encontrarse con menores de edad para tener relaciones.
Solamente quiero saber, nunca me ha pasado esto en mi vida.
He just wants to know this has never happened to him before.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation today?
¿Hay algo que quieras tú que la gente sepa sobre tu situación?
Que no hagan esto.
Don't do this.
What should happen to you, Eric?
¿Qué piensas que debería pasar contigo?
No lo sé. Nunca he tenido problema con la ley. Esto es una enseñanza para no volver a hacerlo.
It's a lesson never to do this again.
You were concerned about whether or not the boy was clean, had diseases, whether the parents were home.
Estabas preocupado si el muchacho con el que estabas hablando estaba limpio, tenía enfermedades, si estaban los padres aquí.
Indicating you were going to have sex with the boy.
Indicando que ibas a tener relaciones con el muchacho.
Si los padres, como voy repito, ya le había dicho, si los padres estuvieran, yo ahora con los padres.
So if the parents had been here, you would have asked permission from the parents.
Oh, so that makes it okay? If the parents were here, you would have said, can I have sex with a 15-year-old
¿Y crees
boy?
que si los padres estuvieran aquí te daban permiso, estaría bien?
No estaría bien.
No, it still wouldn't be okay.
Why were you so concerned whether or not the parents were home?
Entonces, ¿por qué estabas tan preocupado si los padres estaban en casa?
Porque muchas veces los padres no saben lo que hacen sus hijos.
Because a lot of times parents don't know what their kids do.
And that's sad, given there are people like you who would try to have sex with those
Y eso
children.
es triste, considerando que hay personas como tú que tratarían de tener relaciones con esos niños.
Peligroso.
Peligroso.
Did you bring condoms with you?
¿Trajiste condones?
No.
No.
So you were going to have sex, unprotected
O sea
sex
que
with
ibas
this
a tener
boy.
relaciones sin protección.
No iba a tener como contacto así, como tener...
No ibas a penetrar.
no.
Okay, he said he wasn't coming with the intention of penetrating.
¿Cómo se dice en español? Eat your ass.
¿Cómo se dice en español? Comer el culo. Eat your ass. Lo que le escribiste al muchacho.
Tener relaciones.
But you were going to eat his ass.
Pero ibas a tener oral, ibas a comer el trasero.
Lo que surgiera.
Whatever would come about.
You said you wanted to fuck.
Dices que querías
A
coger,
veces-
que querías follar.
A veces puedo decir eso, pero a veces veo a la persona y no me da ganas de hacerlo.
So sometimes he can say that, but once he meets the person, he may not want to.
Yeah, but that still indicates unprotected sex.
Pero eso como quiera indica que si te hubiera gustado, hubieras tenido relaciones sin protección. Hubieras penetrado sin protección.
See?
Lo siento.
I'm sorry.
You brought Red Bull. Did you bring anything else with you?
¿Trajiste Red Bull? ¿Trajiste alguna otra cosa?
No solamente eso.
Just that.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Gracias por hablar.
Anything
con él.
else you want
Me
people to
aprecio.
know?
¿Algo más que quieras que
Ah,
la gente sepa?
que no hagan esto.
Yeah, just don't do this.
Okay. Eric, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Gracias.
The fact that Eric delivered packages to people's homes for Amazon and is now a Lyft driver should literally frighten people given what he was going to do today. I mean, it frightens me to think that somebody like that could be picking up kids and taking them from their homes to the mall, even from school to home. But it shows you anybody can show up in one of these sting operations.
Eric has been indicted by a grand jury and charged with 2 felonies: importuning, which is the act of soliciting a minor to engage in sexual activity, and possession of criminal tools. Sheriff Rob Streck has been with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office since 1996, and over the years has seen firsthand how criminals and criminal opportunities have evolved.
One man, Eric, showed up after chatting with someone he thought was a 15-year-old boy. Graphic, sex. There was a language barrier, but we determined that he had worked for Amazon as a delivery person and was currently working for Lyft, potentially driving kids the same age as the boy he wanted to target for sex. That's disturbing that somebody would be in those two positions who would act this way, who would commit a crime like this.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the employment rate the way it is right now, whether it was COVID, post-COVID, whatever it is, but we know those types of services were really in need of employees. A lot of times, the background checks, if they even did them, had dropped. Standards kind of fall because you have to keep your business going. So yeah, it is terrifying. And most of us who've used some of those services that come and pick us up and take us places, we've all had experiences where we're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to use that person again. So unfortunately, those systems are set up to get people where they need to be or deliver packages to your house. But there's no way with the thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there doing this that their background and that these companies know everything they're doing.
Does it disturb you that somebody like that would be driving for one of these services?
Yeah, unfortunately, or
delivering packages to your own home.
These people are out there. They are probably have taken those jobs to scope out, to look, to search for possible victims. That's what they do. We know that pedophiles and sexual predators go to positions to where they can be around what arouses them, which is also very scary. So, these people are out there, they're knocking on doors, delivering packages or picking you up. Yeah, it's one of those things as a parent. I've gotten to the point where my children are older now and adults. But yeah, while they were growing up, there was so much stuff out there with technology and going places that you just worried all the time. And unfortunately, some of those kids out there, some of these children don't have that at home. There's really not many people out there worrying about them, whether they're just by themselves or whether, single family homes with parents working or, it's just one of those things where parents, we have to protect our children, and we know it because we take call after call, throughout the day and night of neglect charges and things, that there's just not a lot of people being with their children doing what they need to do a lot of the times.
True Blue is the premier source for true crime shows and documentaries. Be sure to check out our full lineup and previous episodes of Takedown at WatchTrueBlue.com.